The song was supposed to be a joke. Instead, when my secretary looked straight into my eyes and sang, "Take me home with you," the entire office went silent, and I suddenly realized I had misunderstood the one person who had quietly understood me for years. At 6:45 on a Friday evening, the office was almost empty. I was still staring at a spreadsheet when Maya appeared beside my desk with coffee. "You're still working," she said. "So are you." "I'm your secretary. I'm allowed to be responsible." I smiled. "And I'm the owner. Apparently I'm allowed to be careless." Maya had worked for me for 3 years. She remembered birthdays, meetings, forgotten lunches, and the names of clients I pretended not to care about. She had noticed something nobody else had: I was lonely. Before we begin, if you enjoy emotional and inspiring stories like this, make sure to support the channel by liking this video, subscribing, and sharing your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps us bring more powerful stories of kindness, hope, and humanity. That evening, our department had planned a small after-work celebration. I wanted to leave, but Maya blocked the elevator. 10 minutes, she said. "That's all I'm asking." "You said that 20 minutes ago." "Then give me 10 more." I followed her, wondering why I suddenly cared so much about 10 ordinary minutes. Neither of us knew what came next, honestly. People laughed, teased one another, and pushed microphones into reluctant hands. Maya picked up the microphone. "Duet," she announced. "Absolutely not," I said. She grinned. "You're singing with me." The first notes began. It was an old romantic song, one I remembered from my mother's kitchen. Maya sang softly at first. Then her voice grew stronger, warm, and clear enough to quiet the room. I watched her instead of the lyrics. For once, I wasn't thinking about quarterly reports or tomorrow's meetings. Halfway through the song, she changed the line. "Take me home with you." Everyone laughed. I didn't. Maya looked at me, and something in her expression made my smile disappear. There was no joke in her eyes. When the song ended, she handed the microphone back and walked outside. I followed. Maya. She stood beneath the building's awning, watching rain fall onto the pavement. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I shouldn't have changed the words." "Why did you?" She looked down. "Because sometimes people say things in songs they're too afraid to say in real life." My heart tightened. "Maya, if this is about me, it isn't just about you." She reached into her bag and pulled out a small envelope. "I'm leaving." I froze. "What?" "I resigned yesterday." "I was going to tell you tonight." "Why?" "Because I accepted a job in another city." I nodded, pretending it did not hurt. "You'll be excellent there." She smiled sadly. "That's what I expected you to say." "What did you expect?" "For once, I wanted you to ask me to stay." The rain seemed suddenly louder. "Maya." She shook her head. "Don't say it because you feel guilty." "I'm not." "Then why did you never notice?" I had no answer. She continued, 3 years ago, when your father died, you stopped going home. You worked until midnight. You ate dinner alone. You acted like being needed was the same thing as being loved. I kept waiting for you to understand that someone could care about you without wanting anything from you." I swallowed. "Why didn't you tell me?" "Because you never asked." She turned toward the street. Then I noticed a taxi waiting. "Maya, wait." She stopped. "I don't know what you want me to say." She looked back at me. "Say something honest." I looked at the envelope in my hand. It carried the weight of 3 years of things I had never said. "I'm afraid." Her eyes softened. "Of what?" "Of going home to an empty apartment. Of losing people. Of needing someone and discovering they can leave." Maya stepped closer. "Everyone can leave," she said quietly. "That's why you have to let them matter while they're here." I looked at the envelope in my hand. "Did you really take the job?" She nodded. "Then I won't ask you to give up your future." Her face fell slightly. "But," I continued, "I will ask you to have dinner with me tomorrow. Not as my secretary. Not as my employee. Just Maya. She smiled through sudden tears. Are you asking me on a date? I think I finally am. She laughed. Then I have one condition. What? You cook. I groaned. That's cruel. She laughed again, and this time the sound felt like sunlight after a storm. The next evening, I stood in my kitchen staring helplessly at a recipe. Maya arrived carrying a bag of groceries. You really can't cook. I can order food. That doesn't count. We spent the evening burning pasta, arguing over spices, and laughing at mistakes neither of us would have admitted in the office. Weeks later, Maya moved to the new city. We stayed in touch. Every Friday, we called. Every month, one of us traveled to see the other. A year later, she returned for good, not because I asked her to abandon her dreams, but because she had built a new career and discovered she wanted to build something else too. At our small wedding, the DJ asked whether we wanted a duet. Maya took the microphone. She looked at me and smiled. Ready? I nodded. The music began. And when she sang, "Take Me Home with You," I finally understood what she had meant that first night. Home had never been a place. It was the person beside you when the world went quiet. If this story touched your heart, share your thoughts or a similar experience in the comments. And if it reminded you that sometimes the people who care most are the ones we overlook, please like this video and subscribe for more stories of kindness, hope, courage, compassion, and humanity.